What's going on, Jerome's beautiful Wednesday. Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. It's unfortunate because, this is supposed to be summer, and kids getting outside, kids getting in the pool, but it's going to rain for like a week straight. Like thunderstorms. But screw the thunder. Go Pacers, by the way. But, I don't know. Kind of stinks. It is what it is. Control what you can control. So we got wildfires, we got monsoons we got going on. Just hopefully it's nice during the 5-week break between the end of OTAs and start training camp. That's all we want. That's all we need. Also, all we need is highlights from Vikings mandatory minicamp day 1 of 3 went down on Tuesday. JJ McCarthy looking good. Threw an interception for a third straight media session, but this time of year it's about testing your boundaries. Right, and also let's not act like this is the worst defense in the National Football League is facing off against every single day. Woo! It's not like Donna Shells across the other side. It's like, oh, you're gonna like the way we play defense, JJ. Shut up. Nah. But JJ McCarthy closed out with a very strong session on Tuesday. A couple nice throws to Jordan Addison, and also O-line, D-line going at it in rock paper scissors, which is kind of fantastic. Also, doesn't O'Neal with the flow blown out look like Ogre from Animal House? Just smidge, man. Absolutely does. Also, the three Norsemen of the apocalypse. Come on, ABG, Jonathan Grenard, as well as Diamond Dallas Turner, Bachman Turner overdrive. Woo! Like this trio, alkaline trio, shaking like a dog pooping razor blades. This trio is going to account for 30+ sacks this year, 100%, guaranteed. Now, Turner might get half a sack, Lance Armstrong, AVG might get 4, and then Grenard might have 25.5. Nailed it. But either way, I don't care. I don't care how it breaks down. And Flores talked about 3 starters, and I think Turner's going to get a significant number of snaps this year. And it's going to be fantastic, man. Also fantastic is jumping Josh Metellus, who's working out some contract stuff. He'll get taken care of, just like the Vikings took care of AVG, as well as Josh Oliver, which we'll talk about. Will Raggett, Sports Illustrated. Josh Metellus on JJ McCarthy. He has one of the best zips. Isn't zip like a bad word, like about my people? I don't know. Or tangy zip America whip? No. Mayonnaise, please. I've seen since being in the league, and I've been around some guys who could sling it. Shout out to Sean Mannion. He was slinging it. Now, a lot of Vikings fans are put off by, it's like, oh, great. The headline is, J.J. McCarthy has an arm like Sean Mannion. But, I mean, you forget, Sean Mannion had a hose for an arm. He just didn't control where the ball went. Yeah, Sean Mannion, the vending machine tuna fish sandwich of quarterbacks, which I'm just so happy we were able to bring back that meme, probably for the last time. All right, but he continued. He had a great arm, but yeah, J.J. throws the ball as good as I've been around. He could put the ball where he wants to, which Sean Mannion could not. So it really is talking about arm strength, because, I mean, Jeff George had a strong arm. Jay Cutler had a strong arm. Did it mean success? No. Did not. But J.J. McCarthy does have a ton of arm talent and a hose for an arm. Also, J.J. Vikes fan page, the youngest starting quarterback in the NFL for the 2025 season, J.J. McCarthy, 22 years and 4 months. Now, I think Jackson Dart is younger, but we'll see if he wins the Giants job. Probably not. Tyler Shuck, obviously not. Also, people forget, Cam Ward is a full year older than J.J. McCarthy, basically, because Cam Ward started off at Incarnate Word in Texas, and then Washington State, and then a year at the U. That's just the U being the U. So, I mean, J.J. McCarthy has a long runway and a lot of time to progress in his career, right? So, he'll be fine. Absolutely be good to go. Also fantastic is Josh Oliver, one of the best blocking tight ends in the National Football League. A huge part of the Vikings' physicality, setting the tone up front, and also they want to run the ball a lot more. So it makes sense to have I want to say Josh Metellus, but it's Josh Oliver. Nailed it. Also, he filled in nicely for Hawkins in the beginning of the year as tight end 1, set career highs in receptions, yards, and touchdowns, and he got rewarded, and I think it's a fantastic deal for the Vikings. Schefter, a Vikings side tight end Josh Oliver to a 3-year extension at $23.25 million with a max value of $27.5 million, including $11.9 million in new guarantees and $11.9 million in total guarantees, basically backfilling and guaranteeing his 2025 season, per Andrew Kessler of Athletes First. So I know people are like, blah, 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 not $9 million a year for blocking tight end, blah, blah, blah. That's how important he is. That's how important he is. That's how much Kevin O'Connell thinks about him. I think that he is a legit weapon when the Vikings go 12 personnel. I think that he's fantastic in the run game, and he's going to be a major part of getting things good to go. All right, so Josh Oliver is a very, very important piece of this offense, very underrated piece of this offense, and I'm glad that he got rewarded, and the Vikings get to keep him through his prime. Also, Vikings add another tight end. Vikings have signed tight end Giovanni Ricci and released outside linebacker Matt Harmon. Now, Harmon had been a UDFA tryout who made the 90-man, was an outside linebacker from Kent State, but and I just didn't see it. All right, but Ricci is interesting. So he was a UDFA in 2020, coming out of Western Michigan, where tight end, and then he worked in at some fullback with the Panthers over 4 seasons. Last year was with the Browns at camp, got hurt. Then this year he had a cup of coffee with the Patriots. Now, I do think that Ricci could bring some physicality as well as some receiving prowess to the Vikings tight end room, even though the Vikings are pretty much racked up and stacked up at tight end. But also could be a spot, too, where maybe they're not going to hang on to Urasek and or Nesbitt. Maybe it's a one either or situation, and they're going to get rid of Harmon, so they freed up the 90-man spot for Ricci. See what he can do, because teams generally don't carry 6 tight ends on the 90-man roster in training camp. Usually it's 5, but I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens there. Also, returning is Christian Darrisaw. Vikings announced that CD has returned to practice for individual drills, and it's fantastic to see because he's just 7 to 8 months removed from ACL MCL surgery, and the Vikings obviously are very cautious about things, so he wouldn't be out there if he wasn't ready, right? So he's got the brace on, and it's going to be fits and starts. It's going to see how his body responds to physical exertion out there, but it's another step in the progress. And frankly, I think having him back out on the field, it's a huge boost for morale. Also, it gives the Vikings a chance to see how his body responds, what he's going to do during the break, how he's going to operate in training camp, and ideally, he'll be ready for week 1, right? So, and this is the big first step, and also, he is ahead of schedule. I mean, ACL, MCL, 7.5 months out there. It's fantastic to see. Also fantastic to see. Woo. Got the transitions today. But Vikes fan page, the Vikings are not one of the teams showing early interest in former Packers cornerback Jair Alexander. Darren Duke Wolfson mentioned on Score North. Wolfson adds that there hasn't been any steam on any of the available cornerbacks. The Vikings seem confident in their current cornerback room. And that's exactly what Flores has said. That's exactly what we've said. And that's exactly what it's going to be. All right, so Rodgers, they have a ton of faith in. Byron Murphy Jr. is obviously that dude. Nudie in year 2, Blackman in year 3, Akuda trying to rehab that career. I think that cornerback room is actually pretty good. Also, unprompted, Flores brought up Ambry Thomas as well, gave him a little shout out in his presser yesterday. So Jair, no, that's all. Speaking of the Packers. Andy Herman, beat writer for the Packers. The Packers' solution at cornerback is Bo Melton, the wide receiver out of Rutgers. He's out working with the cornerback group with Micah Robinson and Kalen King out today. And with the release of Jair Alexander, cornerback room is very thin. So Jefferson and Jordan Addison and Jalen Speed-Naylor are like yum time. All right. And I actually think that the Packers will regret cutting Alexander because they have nothing else at corner. I mean, the safeties are solid, but this, I don't know. It's not going to be good. But all I know is that J.J. McCarthy, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison are absolutely going to feast. And it's going to be fantastic. But that's it. That's at Vikings Wednesday News Dump. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comments, questions. Otherwise, let us know down below. You guys know what to do. Skol, production value.